Today's topic of interest is black metal. Culture and art mixing has kind of always been there, it's always been a staple. If you go up to someone who is hyperfixated on a specific genre, chances are they're going to be able to tell you a lot of minute details that most people probably don't know and probably don't care about. And that's fine, God knows I'm a yapper. But I think black metal in particular raises some questions about how it positions itself in the canon of metal and how you can even compare it to other genres. Black metal, for all intents and purposes, has always been its own ecosystem. It exists outside of the view of most other metal things, and of course there's going to be crossover, but a lot of black metal fans just don't associate with other metal fans, and it really sometimes seems like they speak a different fucking language. The culture that has built itself around black metal sometimes means more to the people who listen to it than the music itself. When a name blows up in the black metal community, what does it blow up for? Is it the music? Is it the sound of something? Sure, sometimes, but it's few and far between and disproportionate compared to the number of black metal bands and projects that blow up because there's something controversial about them. Now let's be honest, mankind as a whole are a bunch of piranhas. We eat up drama like it's going out of style. And ever since the church burnings and everything with Euronymous and Varg and Dead and stuff, it has been put on the map in the public eye as something that is divisive, as something that is controversial. And I think to a lot of people who don't delve deeper into the culture of it, that is probably the one and only impression they're ever going to have of it, and bands don't necessarily try to dismantle that, and if anything, embrace it. Death, Heaven, and Liturgy blew up in many ways because of the controversy surrounding them and how they challenged the conceptual norms of what black metal was going to be. A lot of the Norwegian bands blew up because they were controversial in the way that they lived their lives, or the anti-Islam bands that blew up because people were wondering how these people were getting away with it and how it was so offensive. NSBM bands like Reek of the Ensign Gas Fumes and stuff being put on the map by people like Wyatt XM. You get the point. Black metal is offensive and it is controversial and it is anti-societal, it is misanthropic. But as someone who listens to a lot of black metal both on my own time for comfort listening and just interest, as well as what I do for this channel as a whole and talking about black metal a lot, I kind of took a step back and asked myself a question and looked and sort of evaluated the bands that I am the most interested in, the ones that I find the most intriguing, the ones that I enjoy covering the most, and just the ones that I enjoy listening to the most. And there was a very common thread that kind of bound them all together. It is the bands that challenge norms, and it is the bands that have rich history behind them. And this also goes hand in hand with mysterious bands, solo projects, projects from the Middle East, just solo black metal projects as a whole that have a lot of creepy and ominous eerie lore. I mean, Notram and Silencer are pretty surface level on the iceberg chart nowadays, but it is still pretty interesting to look into. And it made me wonder how much of black metal is listened to because of the community that has been built around it, as opposed to people that are just sinking into the deeper meanings of the music itself. Even like Wyatt XM is a great YouTuber. I love the dude a lot, and I love a lot of his videos that he does about different black metal projects, underground or not, and kind of similar to what I'm saying in this video, a lot of what he encompasses is something similar, of where he takes a black metal project and sort of dissects the deeper meanings of them and tackles these really controversial and polarizing bands with kind of cryptic lore that's just really fun and interesting to talk about. And everything from the imagery to the lyricism to the just bands or solo projects branding as a whole, the type of place they come from in the world, their cryptic music videos, or what they stand for politically, it all just sort of comes together in a way that very few other metal genres, if any, are capable of doing. I've made this analogy before, but generally speaking, the average OSDM band, they don't have many skeletons in the closet, or if they do, no one really gives a fuck in the first place. They're a bunch of dudes in cargo shorts and tank tops, that is their branding, and that's fine. In terms of culture and lore and history, I think the closest you're gonna get to black metal, funnily enough, is a genre like metalcore, which obviously has its own aesthetic to it and a lot of lore to it, a lot of different bands, a lot of offshoots, a lot of controversy, a lot of things that sort of dictated the culture at the time that it blew up. I don't doubt that a lot of people listen to black metal because they just enjoy it. I am the same way. I love a lot of black metal music. The community and culture around it has provided me tens of hours, hundreds of hours at this point, of just enjoyment going through and sifting through and watching content of and researching. I have just as much enjoyment, if not more, looking into the history of some of these bands than I do listening to the music itself. And I can't think of a single other metal genre or subgenre that has that same sort of of impact. Sure, everything is going to have its own culture and community if you dig a little bit deeper, especially to the people that it means the most to, but you can't look at me and say that black metal doesn't have its entire kingdom that has been built. You know a black metal fan when you see them. You know a black metal song when you hear it. You know the aesthetic and the low fidelity of it all. It is all so instantly recognizable in a way that so few things can accomplish, and it happened so organically and so naturally throughout the years that I don't think that those roots are ever going to be able to be undone. And I'm just impressed by it. And I guess another thing about that is I want to know if this is something that I have just noticed in terms of, to the people watching this video that love black metal, whether it be atmospheric black metal or black gaze, or whether it be, you know, harsh lo-fi raw black metal or Norwegian black metal, whatever it may be, what pulls you into it, and how much does the culture and community of it play a role and play a factor in your enjoyment of it? I'm really excited to hear it, and you can let me know down in the comment section below. Agree or disagree, there is no wrong answer. Let me know your thoughts of this video as well. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.